What are your thoughts about the importance of love and contribution?
Yeah. So I would encourage everyone to have immense caution if their spiritual teacher, their spiritual path isn't rooted in love. And so, one of the things that I see is a lot of Kundalini teachings is taught as a science, and it's a science of pranayama and yoga asanas and this type, and studies of the sutras or whatever it is. I'm like, hey guys, where's the love here? Love has to be the primary driving force behind this movement. And so if you try to heal without love, like you're never going to heal. You try to awaken without love. Some people pull off a very transcendent awakening without love, but those teachers tend to have enormous shadows. Now, I even put them in the category of being ridiculously dangerous because they dismiss one's humanity. And, if we go back to this question that Samir brought forward about evolution, the primary way to support evolution is two ways. So through safety and second through love. And those two really can't be separated. But if we look at evolution, evolution happens very quickly and efficiently when one feels absolutely safe and absolutely loved. The same way trauma heals. In order for trauma to heal, you have to feel absolutely safe, absolutely loved. Okay, if those qualities aren't there, you're not going to heal, you're not going to evolve, and you're not going to truly awaken. The way I define awakening. Awakening, if it doesn't have the quality of love there, boy, is that a dangerous individual or a dangerous experience. So love has to be at the root of this. So love is the primary thing that helps the chakras to open. It's the primary thing that that moves us along. It's the very energy of life itself. And sometimes people think of love as this airy fairy thing. To me, I teach love a little differently. Love is more like, I have kids. I like to be graphic here. So sitting, holding a crying baby at 2:30 in the morning. The baby's vomited on you numerous times, but the baby just fell asleep. And you're going to sit there and hold that baby while you're covered in vomit because you love the child. You're just going to hold the child. You're not going to move. You're just going to stay there and help the body, help the baby to rest, to go back to sleep, help the baby heal. So we're going to sit there in a space that's often difficult. And sometimes people think of love as just this blissful bhakti yoga thing where we're falling in love with the guru or falling in love with God. There's that too. But the love that's really required on this path is the willingness to sit with yourself, with your baby, with your trauma, with your humanity, to sit with yourself while you're in hell. So if we go back to Samir's experience of saying like, oh, I can't work, like what did Craig do? Like what did this guy do when he couldn't work? I laid in bed in a state of terror, holding myself in a loving way. Holding myself in a loving way. While there was existential terror, just like screaming in every cell of my body. And I held it until it stopped screaming. And so love is the force of transformation. I mean, love is the force of everything. Everything. And so I always encourage you to have great caution. Like when you're, when whatever path you're on, if it's lacking love, something is really off, incredibly off. And unfortunately, a lot of the modern non-dual teachers, they lack love. Like even you're going to speak with Mukti, but her husband is famous for saying, her husband Adya, so as for saying like in Zen, like there's no love in Zen, like, and he saw that. And so one of the ways he helped, to heal that within his own path was he had to study Christian mysticism. And that brought love online, helped bring love online. And for me, love was just always, just right there. Just like I'd say the word, I'd say God or Jesus, and I just feel this loving presence. And so, to me, it's never been divorced. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful question.